I used to rule the world, seas would rise when I gave the world. In the morning I sleep alone. What's up friends, in this easy guitar lesson I'm going to show you how to play Viva La Vida by Coldplay with only 4 chords. The first step is to put a capo on the first fret of your guitar. So the first chord is going to be a C major and you get it like this. Counting from the capo onwards, your ring finger goes on the 3rd fret of the A string. Your middle finger is going to go on the 2nd fret of the D string, so the string right under that. And then your index finger is going to go on the 1st fret of the B string. And then you're going to strum the strings from the A string downwards. That's a C major. If you let your thumb peep out from over the fretboard and kind of put it against the low E, you can have a wide range of strumming without accidentally hitting the low E, because that one is not supposed to be in there. Okay, so C major. The second chord to this song is going to be a D major. So index finger is going to go on the 2nd fret of the G string. Your ring finger is going to go on the 3rd fret of the B string. And then your middle finger is going to go on the 2nd fret of the high E string. And then you're going to play the strings from the D string downwards. You can use the same thumb trick, but also try to strum lower, because this thumb cannot cover all of these strings without your wrist technique falling out of place. So just strum lower and also use the thumb trick to make sure you have a clean D major chord. The 3rd chord is going to be a G major, so middle finger goes on the 3rd fret of the low E. Your index finger is going to go on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then your ring finger or pinky finger is going to go on the 3rd fret of the high E. So I'm saying pinky as an option because when we get to the chord switching section, you might discover that it's easier to switch from a D to a G if you hold your pinky here. But you can also use your ring finger, both are okay. This is a solid G major. The 4th and final chord to this song is going to be an E minor. So middle finger goes on the 2nd fret of the A string. Your ring finger is going to go on the 2nd fret of the D string. That's it. And then you play all the strings. All of them. So you can now you don't have to mute anything anymore. Okay, so now we know the chords. Let me show you how to switch between them effectively. Let's start with the first chord switch, so the one that goes from C to G. So when I hit the C, I just think, okay, my middle finger is my anchor finger. That one needs to be on the 3rd fret of the low E ASAP, okay? ASAP. No waiting. So this needs to jump over there. And then I think of putting my index finger on the 2nd fret of the A, and then I put my ring finger or pinky finger on the 3rd fret of the high E. I'm going to use my pinky finger because for the sake of this song, I'm going to show you how to switch between these chords the most effectively. So if I use my pinky, it will be much easier to switch to D. That leads me to the next chord switch, so G to D. So what I do is, imagine if I hold my switch like this, and that leads me to the next chord switch, so G to D. So what I do is I take off my middle finger and index finger. And now these 3 fingers have free space. And on the way down, I kind of move into the D major shape already. I press it and then I release my pinky finger. So this is kind of, it's not really an anchor, but it does help to stabilize the other fingers. So now I can move down without my wrist flying out of place or whatever, you know? So G, on the way down, D, let go. Now let's move on to the 3rd chord switch. So D to E minor. Now what I then do is I think, okay, my middle finger, that is currently on the 2nd fret high E, needs to be on the 2nd fret of the A string ASAP. So I just think, okay, this is the jump I need to make. So to make this jump easier for yourself, you can also tilt your wrist a little bit more forwards when you do this, okay? So don't stay like this and then try to do it, because then it will be really cramped. But you can practice the jump on itself without forming the chord necessarily. After you've done that, all you need to do is to put your ring finger right under it, because it's the same fret, just 1 string lower. Alright, so let me show you an extremely important chord switch drill that enables you to switch between these 4 chords even faster. So, we're going to start with the first chord, which is going to be C major. You're going to fret the chord, you're not going to play anything. Then you're going to release those frets, so your fingers are going to be up in the air. Mid-air you reposition, and they're going to land on the 2nd chord, D major. Now, for the next chord switch, your pinky finger is going to be placed on the 3rd fret of the high E. And then only your index and middle finger are going to be up in the air and switch to the G major. And then you're going to take off all your fingers, and then mid-air you reposition for E minor. Okay, once you've done that, it's time for the next step, and that is to do it in a rhythm like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then do it faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Like that. Let's learn the strumming pattern in 2 parts to make sure that it's not overwhelming, but also because something really special that I'll tell you in a second. Part 1 goes like this. Down, 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 down. So 4 downstrokes. And then part 2 goes like this. Up, 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 down, down. All together. Down, 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 down. Up, 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 down, down. And here's the special thing that I just kind of referenced earlier. The reason why this song sounds so special is because they chose to divide the strumming pattern over the chords like this. Every first and third chord gets the first part of the strumming pattern. So, down, 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 down. And every second and every fourth chord gets the up, 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 down, down. So let me show you how it sounds. Let's bring the chords and the strumming pattern together. C major gets down, 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 down. And then the D gets the second part of the strumming pattern. Up, 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 down, down. And then the G gets the first part again. Down, 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 down. And then E minor gets the second part. Up, 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 down, down. And that sounds really cool. So let's bring it all together in the final step. We're going to do a nice and slow play along to make sure that you can also practice your chord switches simultaneously with the strumming pattern and the sound. So let's start with C major. I'm going to count 4 times to set the rhythm and just focus on having fun. If you want to do it again, just replay this segment of the video. Let's go. Now let's try it with vocals. I used to rule the world, seas would rise when I gave birth. Now in the morning I sleep alone, sweep the streets I used to own. Na 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 na. Friends, that's how you play Viva La Vida by Coldplay on the guitar. But if you want to learn some more cool songs, check this playlist on screen and we'll learn some more cool things together. I'll see you there.